Oftentimes we become focused on the numbers and the margins and selling our product and making sales, and all that stuff is necessary, but not near as necessary as treating people well and serving them, actually caring for them, and local cabinet makers really understand this. In a previous video linked in the description, I outlined 5 reasons why you should go to a big box retailer to purchase a custom kitchen. And to be fair to all the local cabinet makers, I wanted to produce this video giving you 5 reasons why you should also purchase your kitchen from a local cabinet maker. I'm talking about anyone from a backyard garage who's building their cabinets to a small manufacturing facility that also serves the local consumer. The type of location where there's no middleman like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. It's just you're going straight to the local builder to get your cabinets. If you're considering going to a local cabinet maker to get your custom kitchen, I believe you can get a quality product that you'll be happy with for years to come. Here are 5 reasons to go local. Number 1 is quality craftsmanship. These local builders are very, very good at their art or craft, and lots of the time this craft is handed down either generationally or from other artisans in the community. And they need to have a high level of quality to compete with the big retailers that are competing for their market share. The margin for error in a local shop is much smaller than that of a big retailer. A big company like Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those big box retailers, they can completely botch a kitchen. Completely, and it not ruin their bottom line one bit. They can recover from a few really bad kitchen jobs. The local cabinet maker is not so fortunate. One bad job could potentially put them under. And so what you find is the quality in these local shops tends to be really, really good because their livelihood depends on it. And the fact that they are even in business is a good testament to the quality of work they provide. The number 2 reason is you have access to the builder themselves. When you go to a large retailer, you're dealing with a designer. And that designer is a middleman between the manufacturer and the client. And so they're selling a brand or brands to you, but you don't have access to those companies, except maybe through a sales rep, which you'd only see occasionally in the event that there was a problem, but they would never actually come visit you because they cared about you and your project. But with a local cabinet maker, you have access to the very person who's building your cabinets. It's nice to have a relationship and actually shake the hand of the person who is actually building your cabinets. This access to the builder provides a level of accountability from the local cabinet maker to you because they understand that they're in the community with you and their name and their brand depends on them doing a good job. And having access to them, being able to talk to them, calling them on the phone even, or being able to just text them is a very good reason to deal with them. And of course, in the event of something going wrong or there's an issue on your job, there's an issue with your installation or something is damaged or broken, you have access to the builder themselves, who is much more likely to deal with you because they're in your community. Whereas if you're dealing with a customer service rep or you're dealing with a designer in a store, you're just kind of put on a list of warranty claims that they have to eventually get to, but believe me, they're not in any rush to do that. Whereas a local cabinet maker would have you on a high priority to get your job finished so that you're completely happy. And this leads to number 3. Local cabinet makers usually have a very high level of customer service. The local shop is very dependent on the local consumer, and you tend to see a high level of customer service because of this. It is absolutely essential for their survival, as essential as the quality of product that they're providing you. I would argue that it is even more important to a certain degree than the quality of product. Amy and I frequent this local food vendor who we really, really love. He makes great food. But there's other places and other establishments that also make great food. So the reason we go to him, the reason we love going to him is not only that he makes great food, but the level of service he provides when you walk in. You feel like customer of the month every time you go into his store. And because of that reason, because he knows your name, because he talks to you, because he takes time with you when you're in front of him face to face, it makes you feel special and it makes you want to go back and buy more from him. Now, I understand that when you are going to a local cabinet maker, you're probably not going back to buy another kitchen. Most likely, you're just buying one kitchen, it might last you for 20 years. You have friends and you talk, and those friends and those people that you're connected to might be looking for a kitchen. And so that cabinet maker understands, hopefully intuitively, that by providing high customer service to you, you will naturally tell people about the service that you got from them, bringing other people in front of them to their store, to their location, so that they can service those people as well. For any business, customer service, I think, is the number one thing that they should be focused on in order to be successful. And I know a bunch of local cabinet makers in my area, and this is a common thread through all of them. Oh, and a shout out to Wayne at Downtown Nutrition. We love you. Now this leads to the number 4 reason, which is to support local. Now this is an indirect reason, but supporting your local business and supporting local entrepreneurs is very good for your local economy that you live in, meaning more tax dollars stay in your community, which is an overall good thing. And we know just how fragile local business is. This pandemic has highlighted the fact that local businesses are subject to devastating results because of what has happened in our world. And we've seen many local businesses have to close and be unable to reopen because of this. So supporting local is a very good thing. And this pandemic has also brought about a lot of creativity from local vendors in order to stay afloat, and they had to do things differently. And so it really created an opportunity for some people who are willing to go ahead and take a risk to make it work for them and try other ways of doing business and going online or being creative to sell their product. And local cabinet makers are no different. They had to do the exact same thing. And a few months ago, I spoke to a local cabinet maker in my area, and they said they were backlogged with jobs because it turns out that this pandemic has really been good for the home improvement sector. Everyone is home, they want to do work to their home, and kitchens is one of the things that most people dream about doing for a long time, and they've had the opportunity to do. So supporting your local cabinet maker in this age that we live in right now is highly recommended. And before we get into number 5, leave a comment down below of your experience dealing with a local cabinet maker, or if you're thinking about getting a new kitchen, what are your thoughts? Are you thinking about big retailer, small local cabinet maker? Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear about it, and I try to answer as many comments as I can. Number 5 is that normally local cabinet makers are experts in their field. They tend to invest in themselves and in their profession and take it very seriously. It is key for them to stay current and on top of what consumers are looking for. A lot of big retailers have a high turnover rate, meaning the person that's designing your kitchen maybe just 2 weeks ago was selling flooring or was in the electrical department. And not to say that they can't do a good job, but this is the sort of thing that you run into. I'm not talking about people who are learning or are beginning, who are just getting into the business. I mean, even every local entrepreneur had to start somewhere, had to learn. And so I'm not saying anything against those people. If you're a designer, if you're going to a designer or a cabinet maker that is new, that is fresh, that is starting off, definitely support them because they're learning and they're trying to do a good job. Local cabinet makers tend to be very knowledgeable about what they're doing because they're hands-on, they're doing it every day, and they're very serious about it. Many local cabinet makers rely on others for kitchen design layout. And if that's the case for you, if you are purchasing a kitchen from a cabinet maker who doesn't offer the actual design layout service, check the link in the description below for my online solution. It might be right for you. These 2 videos just appeared, and now it's time for you to choose your own adventure. Corner cabinets or pantries? You decide.